Hey Sheba, thanks for becoming a new member, love. I really appreciate that. That's all right. Thank you, girl. Hey Tanya. Hey Miss Vonnie. How y'all doing? Okay. Hey Robbie on the rails. Hey Empress, how you doing? Hey Colette, Levon. Hey everybody. Thank you, guys. Hey Lynn. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We're gonna talk about that too. Hey Miss Brenda, how you doing? Sorry about that, y'all. It took me a minute to get started. I hope Houston Bread pops on the channel because I wanted to hit the link because I have a question for her. I was in her chat briefly, and I asked her to hit the link. I hope she comes over, but it took me a minute. Honey, I was trying to multitask. Y'all know every time I get ready to do something, I got something else to do. So I hope she comes in the room. I hope I didn't take too long. But child, I got folks I gotta take care of. Hey Miss Pretty Wings, how y'all doing? So anyway, thanks again if you didn't hear me, Empress. Sheba, thanks for becoming a member. I appreciate it. Thank you. Well, y'all please, if you don't mind, hit the like button. And I want to thank everybody for joining me this afternoon. Um, I know I've kind of been pretty sporadic in my uploads or something, whatever, but I really want to. Oh, Houston, I'm so glad you're here, girl. Thank you. I'm sorry it took me so long, but I was trying to multitask. I got folks I got to take care of around here. It'd be a lot going on, right? So anyway, I want to talk to you guys real quick. The title of this video is Dylan Roof, and I'm sure all of you know who Dylan Roof is. Who Dylan Roof is, in case you don't know. Let me give you a quick rundown. In 2015 or 2016, if you guys can remember, hey Vegas girl, a young Caucasian entered a AMZ Zion Church in South Carolina, and he killed 9 people. Prior to that, he killed 9 and he spared 2 or 3, or either he shot 9 and spared 2 or 3. But however it went, he said he wanted to leave a couple of people alive, to be able to tell the tale, right? And so it was like 2015, 2016. So in 2017, um, he was tried uh before a court of law, and he was given the death sentence. And since then, he's done a couple of appeals. His last appeal to be taken off death row and given life in prison was denied. So he is still on death row. And but I want to talk, and let me show you a picture of him in case you guys forgot. And he did this. I think that was the 25th. So 25th was what, last week or something like that. So hold on a minute. Let me pull this up for you guys. Anyway, here, this is Dylan Roof, in case you guys forgot. And it says court upholds death sentence for church shooter Dylan Roof. And that's who we talking about. And so, like I said, he had been through a couple. And if you guys are familiar with the process of putting somebody to death, they get several appeals, right? It could take a couple of decades for them actually to be put to death. And so he's going through the appeals process right now, right? So hey T Walker, Allie the Sag, Pandy's her. How you doing, Pandy? Lena. Hey, thank you guys so much for joining in. Please hit the like button, right? So anyway, I said that, and like I said, he entered the church. We all know the story. He killed 9 people, or either shot 9 people, but he said he kept a couple of them to stay to alive to be able to tell the tale, right? So he went to court. They gave him the death penalty, but now while he was in court, he gave testimony, and we know that when they caught Dylan Roof, people were outraged and disgusted. They took him into custody with that incident. They didn't shoot him down. Instead, they took him to McDonald's, got him some McDonald's before they took him to jail. All this and all that, right? And so, yeah, that's right, Miss Levon. They beat him up real bad. He's still alive, whatever, right? Yeah, the notifications are not working. T Walker, I've seen a lot of content creators once again, very disgruntled about those notifications, girl. It ain't nothing that us content creators can do about it. But thank you guys so much, from checking in on me from time to time. But those notifications, we really can't do nothing about it. We've tried everything. I've told you guys to, like hit the unsubscribe and then resubscribe and make sure you hit that, that like that bell on the side so that you get all notifications and everything, right? They just never work, right? And so, but I'm glad you caught the show too, Tank Walker, T Walker. So anyway, guys, so this is who Dylan Roof is. He's going through the appeal process, right? So I was listening to a show earlier, and they were talking about him and the death penalty. Let me get this over here. Him and the death penalty, right? And the question was, do you think that um it is a good idea? Would you rather have him put to death, or would you rather see him, incarcerated for the rest of his life, right? Because what he did was a heinous crime. He had, that's right, Empress. Yeah, please share the video, guys, if you don't mind. I appreciate it. I always forget to say that to the end of the video, Empress. I don't even know why, but would you rather him, and you guys put it in the chat, would you rather see him put to death, or would you rather see him spend the rest of his life in prison? We know that Dylan Roof is a young man. I think he's only like 27 years old right now. So you know they keep you alive in prison, girl. They got all kind of medical and whatever, 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 right? And so that's the question I want to pose to you guys. While you guys are figuring out what you want to do, um, let me know down in the. I see a lot of people saying death. I see prison. I see life in prison. So yeah, that's the question, right? Would you rather him be put to death, or would you rather him, um, be served life in prison? Some people think that life and death, being put to death, is like, it is really it's like he's getting off easy. You know what I mean? And some people would rather see him serve life in prison. You know what I mean? And a lot of people really don't give a f. You know what I mean? One way or the other. Some people don't even know about what it is that we're talking about. So that's why I put his picture up there, right? So, uh, while he was particularly heinous, not only with the fact that he killed these people that offered him. Hey, Food Junkie said, I feel that he should be shot to death by a firing squad. He was kind of like braggadocious about it. And when he was, he did an interview after, stating that, a lot of people in the church, because they're Christians and stuff, right? They said that they didn't want to put to death. They forgave him because, whenever something happens, something heinous like this happens in the black community, especially if you're a Christian, a lot of people will say, I'm gonna forgive you because that is what the Lord requires me to do. We know a lot of people forgive the wrongdoings, the things that people have done to them, because when you forgive, you let go, and you pretty much forgive for yourself. You don't want that on you because all that stuff will weigh you down, right? So, but this guy, I equate him to a demon. He bragged about people forgiving him. He said they forgave me, and I was laughing at them because they stupid or whatever. He was saying that about the people that said that they forgave him, all this and all that. Just really gross and really disgusting. And not only did he go, he went into the church that day, the day that he killed those people, at Bible study. We know that he went in there. He sat with them to the whole, Bible study. They prayed for him. Not only that, a couple of days before that, he had went into the church again in a prior Bible study. And you know that when it comes to us black folks, some of us black folks, especially if you're in the church, you will welcome somebody like him in with open arms. A lot of us, it don't even have to be in church. We know that unfortunately sometimes in our black communities, we are very welcoming to non-black people, right? And so, and you can kind of compare that with what you see on these YouTube streets. A lot of times we are very welcoming to non-black people when they are coming into predominantly black spaces, right? For a whole lot of reasons, and so that's why I hope Houston Bread is still on here, because I wanted Houston Bread to come on here because she did a video earlier today, and she was talking about divide and conquer, and so I wanted her to ask her about that but before that, I want the reason for the video, and I want to preface the video, um, and I titled it Dylan Ruth, the perfect example of a weirdo interloper, right? And there's a reason why I did that. And also there's a reason why I asked Houston Bread to come up here. So Houston Bread, are you still on? Yes, I'm going to drop the link for you, Houston Bread, okay? Because I have a question for you, babes. But first, let me put this on the screen. Now we know that there have been a lot of weather-related catastrophes. Did y'all see what happened in New York? They had their first ever flash flood, not only in New York, but New Jersey and I think they said like Philadelphia had all these tornadoes, a lot of natural disasters going on, right? And Chad, they say it's here to stay because of climate change. We got stronger and stronger COVID strands coming out, and it's a lot going on. But anyway, as far as the hurricane Ida and the people in New Orleans, I'm sorry, in Louisiana, there's Monday. They said starting Monday, you're going to be able to register. FEMA is going to be paying for people to stay in hotels and things of that nature. Not only staying in hotels, but trying to find housing, and those sorts of things. But if you want to register for those FEMA services, you can do that starting on Monday. Here's the number on the screen in case you are in that area. um and I don't know this if this is only for the Louisiana area, but or the Louisiana and Mississippi area, but it's definitely for the Louisiana area, right? And so you're going to be able to start um um registering for those FEMA services on Monday. You know what I mean? And so I just want to put that out there. They had so much water. Yes, I heard about that. Absolutely. I heard it on the I've been watching it on the news. You know what I mean? But I want to put this number up for you guys. Screenshot it, you know what I mean, and put it on your wall or whatever, in case there's somebody that you know in that area, they can call, and they can call this number right here, this 800 number in general, to find out more information about maybe a natural disaster that may have happened in their area, like the New York City area. If you call that number, FEMA will, I'm sure they're gonna have information on every area that has been affected by some kind of natural disaster, be it hurricane, tornado, flooding, all of that. Just call that number right there. But as far as like I said, the Louisiana area, they're going to start registering for that on Monday, and I just want to share that with you guys, okay? In case anybody needs. So please screenshot it if you can, and pass it along and whatnot, in case somebody might not know, because a lot of people, particularly in that Louisiana area, they don't have any power. If they don't have any power, clearly they can't watch the television. And if they don't have a like a say they're not getting Wi-Fi service, or they might not have a one of those radios that you can put batteries in, and those weather radios that you can put, thank you Scooter, put batteries in and run it like that. Folks just doing what they have to do. In the midst of all of that, all of these natural disasters, we are still under a global pandemic. It's just a lot going on. So if you guys would share this info, what I mean, I really appreciate it. You don't never know who listening. You don't never know who it might be able to help. Who knows if they'll even get to see it. I'm just trying to do my part. You know what I mean? It's just a little bit. It ain't much, but it's a number. Some people don't even have a number to call. They don't know what to do. So, and you don't never know who listens. So anyway, I just want to say that real fast. So let me drop this link for Houston Bread, and I also wanted to mention what I mentioned about Dylan Ruth is a precursor to the conversation. Okay, because like I said, he is a perfect example via his actions, via what he did to that church of a weirdo interloper, right? And y'all know I like to tie stuff in when I can with what's going on these YouTube streets. Um, you know, and that's what we're going to do today because my last video was I was talking about a weirdo interloper that's been interloping around here, agitating a whole lot of people, disrespecting people, pretty much under the guise of it's freedom of speech and all of this and all of that. And I find it very interesting how some black people can be so welcoming and for whatever reason, be it clicks, views, cash apps, building your channel, just like our money ain't good money, you know what I mean? And our views and clicks ain't good. I'm sorry, you got to have some kind of moral compass about yourself. But you have a lot of people, especially black people, like I said, they are very welcoming. They don't know how to handle these types of interlopers, and so and some black people go above and beyond to try to be cordial. I'm going to drop it down, Houston Bread. They go above and beyond trying to be cordial to these people that don't deserve to be cordial. And I don't even, but when it comes to us, me, I'm cussing out everybody. Okay, I don't care. I'm equal opportunity. If you rub me the wrong way, if it's something I gotta say to you, I'm gonna say it to you. I ain't gotta be nice to nobody. That's not my stilo. I don't do that. Okay. If I can cuss out my own people and drag you for filth, I can cuss out other groups of people and drag them for filth. Okay. And so and so anyway, so yeah, that's the way I move. All right. And so let me try to drop this for Houston Bread. But anyway, that is the purpose of the video today because I want to tie that what we just talked about in with the interloper that has been shown a lot of grace and mercy as of late in this sector to me. No matter there's a link, Houston Bread. No matter how low they go, they're still tolerated, and that's fine. I can't control nobody's platform, just like nobody can control my commentary. Okay, that's just the way I see it. It is what it is. I've been talking about the Anglo interloper ever since I hit YouTube. Okay, since I hit YouTube in like I think maybe 2017, and I've been talking about the Anglo interloper ever since then. You know what I mean? And so yeah. So that's what we're gonna talk about. But like I said, hold on, hold on, hold on 1 minute, y'all. I think this is Houston Bread, but I gotta put my thing up just in case. Whew. Is this you, Houston Bread?
Yes, ma'am. How are you doing?
Okay, here you go. Thank you, thank you. Let me take this thing down. Okay, so thanks for joining me, love. I appreciate it.
Yes,
So I've
ma'am.
been,
Thanks for having me.
okay, yeah, I've been in the skybox, listening to your videos. I subscribe to your channel. You might not always see me there, but I'm there.
Hmm.
I like your commentary. I think you get sidetracked sometimes, you know what I mean? But you have really good topic, you know what I mean? But in this
Hmm.
one in particular that I wanted to ask you about, because I think it's relevant to the conversation. It may or may not be. Let me preface that by saying I don't do subliminals well. I be trying to catch it, but I'm a very blunt, I'm a very direct person. It's because
Hmm.
I can't I can't do subliminals. That's just me. Okay, I don't know if it's my age
Hmm.
or it's because I'm very direct. I don't know what the deal is. You know what I mean? But thanks,
Hmm.
Sheba, once again. In case you didn't hear me for becoming a member, love. Thank you. So this is what I want to ask you about the video, and y'all please hit the like button. Please, everybody, thank Houston Brand for coming in today. I want to talk to you about a video that you did earlier this morning. It was you were
Mhm.
talking about the divide and conquer, and what was it about? The game plan, or
Yeah, it was titled "Divide and Conquer" and Escapes and Game Plans.
yes, absolutely. So I really liked that video. You kept throwing me
Mhm.
off a little bit. I know you're young and you talk
I
fast
know.
and you're
I
just
know.
this popular, just cute as you can be, girl. But you're gonna have to focus for us old heads, okay?
I got you. Okay, I'll try to mix that in there.
But I mean, I got it. I'm being
I do be
messy.
talking fast. That's why I don't listen to my videos. I'm like, my voice is annoying as hell. I do not listen to
No, it's
that.
not annoying. You are very
Uh,
smart. You know,
I talk really fast though.
I respect your brain cells, honey. But you know,
Thank you. I'll slow it down for you. I'll remember. I'm probably give you a shout out tomorrow morning. You probably not gonna be there, but I'm gonna let you know.
yeah,
Miss
eventually
O,
I'll be here.
I'm
I'll be
talking
making.
like this for you, girl.
Oh girl, oh girl, oh girl. Now you know I'm country now. Us country folks, we don't rush about nothing, honey. We talk slow,
Right.
we move
Yeah.
slow, we work at our own pace, child. Okay, it is
Uh-huh.
what it is. All right.
I know.
But
Yes, ma'am.
anyway, child. So I was wondering if you could I had some questions about the video, and I was wondering if
Mhm,
you could tell me, and because you're not being distracted by your own chat, if you could tell me,
mhm,
give me a brief synopsis of what you meant by the title of your video,
mhm.
as well as some of the things that you were talking about, because like I said, I'm not good with subliminals, but can you
Mhm.
just like let me know what you
Yeah.
were talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so I always feel like I am a spectator, commentator, and an appreciator of the beef
Mhm,
sector. So, in
mhm,
order for me to avoid any kind of unnecessary drama, I do not say people's names and I do not highlight disparaging comments about other content creators or even subscribers. Even if I agree with the person, I don't highlight it because
right.
people are, there's kind of a bravado that people have to protect. And
Yeah,
any mention of their name, the first response is to be defensive or to attack. And Miss O, if you've been in my bushes, I just don't like that
I
kind of
know.
energy. It's kind of
Mhm.
silly to me.
I
So, but
respect
what I
that.
was talking about, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I just said I respect that. Absolutely.
Okay, and I appreciate that. That's why I feel comfortable coming on here. But what I was talking about is essentially the necessity of studying somebody in order to know how to manipulate them or empower them. So I use the example of a hammer being a tool, right? A
Hmm.
hammer is not inherently bad or good. A hammer can be used to build a house or it can be used to tear a house down. So the hammer in and of itself is not bad. Neither is the act of studying. You can study people to learn how to uplift them and empower them, or you can study them to learn how to tear them down. It's up to that. So, what I was saying is that in this sector in particular, and similar to you, I made a lot of parallels to the real world. People are in the bushes studying, people are having different accounts studying. And so, you as a content creator are oftentimes vulnerable to people's observations of you. It's very easy to tell what makes a lot of people tick because you tend to have a representative, but then eventually your regular personality or energy it comes through. So I was saying that we should really study ourselves, we should learn ourselves, we should learn to tend to our vulnerabilities and insecurities so that other people can't tell us about ourselves. And then I made the connection to people allowing other entities to disrupt their unions. So whether it's an alleged homewrecker or a work snitch or a manipulative friend or partner, if we allow someone to disrupt either our union with another person or the union that we're supposed to have with ourselves and developing deeper and deeper connection with ourselves, then at some point we have to take responsibility for an outside person being able to come in and tear that apart. So that's essentially what I was talking about.
And I absolutely agree with you. And the reason why I want you to come on and reiterate what it was that you were saying on that video this morning is also ties into my commentary today. And like you said, you don't mention any kind of derogatory names, but what I took out of that was in my mind it was a great analogy of what's going
Mm,
on in particular with one particularly aggravating interloper. Hence the conversations that we had prior to you coming on about Dylan Ruth. Okay, because I
mm,
find him a perfect example of the Anglo interloper. That interloper turned deadly and he killed people in a church where he was invited in, with open arms, right? And his only
Hmm.
mission was to steal, kill, and destroy, right? He stole
Hmm.
lives, he killed people, he destroyed families. You saw he destroyed a lot of
Yeah.
trust in the
Hmm.
community, even in the Christian community. He
Hmm.
did that, right? And so,
Right.
and I tied it into, like I said, what you said, the example of Dylan Roof,
Hmm.
and it goes to this Anglo interloper in particular that we've been dealing with on this in this sector, and I'm just wondering if, in the names of clicks or views or popularity or cash apps or whatever it is, in the midst of doing all of this, like, when is enough? You can't tell anybody how to run their platform, but when they become so insulting, that they are offending people that have been riding with you for a very long time, do you at some point in time check this Anglo interloper, or do you continue to let it just roam free, and kind of steal, kill, and destroy really your own platform by destroying relationships and having your longtime subscribers side eye you? And does it make some people begin, to question what it is that you're really trying to do, or what effect is it having long term? In the short term, you're getting your clicks and your views, and you got to be careful. Our money ain't good money, or you getting your cash apps from other Anglo interlopers that love to hear this Anglo interloper be able to be in this area up on a popular platform, and just spout all these racist ideals. And so I'm sure you weren't talking about that when you said mentioned divide and conquer, but that's how I tied it into my commentary, and that is the
Okay.
reason why I wanted you to come up here
Yeah.
today, because I
Yeah.
find it very, very interesting how this person is being allowed to be. I mean, and I understand free speech, and I understand somebody running their platform the way they want to, but when you come to the point, I mean, do you realize this is very race based rhetoric that the person is allowed to spout? Do you realize it, and you letting it continue because it's quote unquote got your pop channel popping right now? But your channel is popping for the wrong reason. Eventually, it'll bite you in the behind, or do you just not care, or do you just not get it? Do you see what I'm saying? And so that is the reason why I wanted you to come up, because I like the title, and
Yeah. I
I
mean,
heard your analogy.
Miss O, if I can add this, so I hear what you're saying, but again, I don't give specific commentary on this because I'm indifferent,
Yeah.
honestly, and it's entertaining. But if I can respond
Right.
really quickly to the parallels to our actual communities, right? Miss
Mm-hmm.
O, just like when I came on your channel like a week ago, just like when I've been on USEF Ratchet TVs, I always preach for us as Black people to operate in the affirmative. So a lot of times I don't really entertain conversations with destructive white people or Black
Right.
people that communally, like we're kind of, or culturally, there's a disconnect because I love us so much and so intensely, and I want to make sure that all of us are able to see our full selves, not a
Yeah.
fraction of ourselves, not a cheapened version of ourselves, not a version of ourselves that we have contorted, right, in order to be seen as worthy through a
Right.
capitalistic lens. I don't
Right.
do that. So I feel like there is so much work for me to do with Black people, Black
Yes.
women, Black youth, that I
Yes.
honestly do not have the interest, time, or energy in entertaining anyone that is trying to distract me from my people. I believe that in this fight, in this movement, we all have roles. We
Mm-hmm.
have the people that have the patience, have the articulation, right? Have the energy to entertain people that get to opt in and out of caring about us. I do not. So every step that I take, every day that I live will be in service to and for Black people. And the Black people that feel like they're better positioned to entertain that, Miss O, or even speculate, that's just not me. Like,
Right.
I've been doing a lot of internal digging, internal development, and I am so intensely focused on us that
Mm-hmm.
the thought of entertaining something outside of us that wants my focus, it
Mm-hmm.
actually disgusts and repulses me. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I'm just not able to do it because I'm so clear on my vision and expression of love for my people. And I'm not sure if that makes sense. Again, I don't really talk about the beef sector. It's great, like I get the analogy, but I'm like, I really want us to be okay
Yeah,
through and
no,
through.
no, no. I absolutely understand, and we both want the same things. It's just that I am very, what I do is I teach and I call
Mm,
out when I'm roasting and gagging you.
yeah,
There's a
yeah.
purpose behind it. That's up to you if you don't catch it, but that is what I do, and I don't mind being confrontational. I'm a very, very confrontational person. And
Mm-hmm,
so, and that is part of the reason why I'm very direct. And I just let me say that I don't want to make it seem like you were talking about that situation. I
mm-hmm,
wanted you to come up, and because what I took out of I'm using what you're saying as a teaching tool. That is why I
mm-hmm,
wanted you to
mm-hmm.
come up and reiterate what you said this
Right,
morning on your
right.
channel, because me being
Mm-hmm,
confrontational, me being me
mm-hmm,
liking to
mm-hmm,
teach, that is a
mm-hmm,
wonderful that ties into what it is that I have been saying. Like I
mm-hmm,
said, not just in the past couple of days, pretty much since I've been online,
mm-hmm,
in 2017. Because prior to me coming prior to me finding out there was a platform such as this, when I was on Facebook, I didn't even know that these kind of video this type of format, was even here on YouTube. I only looked at
mm-hmm,
videos, music videos, DIY videos and that sort of thing, and I stumbled upon this sort of thing on YouTube
mm-hmm,
because of Facebook. I saw a video by somebody by the name of China Fox,
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
they had uploaded. I don't know if you ever heard her or not, but
I'm about to look it up right now.
okay. So she was talking about black issues, moreover black female issues. I didn't know that was being done over here, and
Mm-hmm,
so that is how I found quote unquote black YouTube, if you will, because I clicked the link to her video and I got her YouTube channel. And I was like, wow, I didn't know all this was going on. And so
mm-hmm,
after that, I pretty much deleted my Facebook page because I
mm-hmm,
found this format to be you could be able to reach more people, if you will, from a lot more different places than your Facebook circle. Do you see what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
And so that is how I came over here in
Yeah.
2017. So when I act and when I came over here, I was kind of shocked, and
Mm-hmm,
it took me a little while to acclimate myself to this
mm-hmm,
type of genre. Not only this type of genre, it took me a minute to acclimate myself to a whole bunch of Anglo interlopers, right? So when you're on Facebook and you have your circle, I mean, you're going to, I would, of course, I'm dealing with the conscious community, when I'm on Facebook. And so those are the people that I'm bouncing off of. That is my circle, and
mm-hmm,
even people that, pretty much for me anyway, when I was on Facebook, pretty much my audience were people that were in my community. You know what I mean? Like your
mm-hmm,
friends,
mm-hmm,
where you live, they clicking on your Facebook page, y'all bouncing off of each other. You know what I mean? And
mm-hmm.
so I guess it was kind of insulated, if you will.
Miss
But when
So,
I came,
can I interject and
Mhm.
say something real quick?
Yes, uh-huh.
Okay, I have a meeting. I'm mad. I have a meeting at 7:30, so I got to go in like 5 minutes.
Okay.
It's going to be an hour, so I don't know if you're still going to be here, but if you are, I'll come back. But I know we
Okay.
had wanted to set something up, so if you still want to do that, I would love to on a day I don't have a meeting. But
Okay.
I wanted to. You were saying something. Damn, no, I forgot what you were about to say. What are you saying? Shit. Damn, I'm
About,
mad. Oh. I'm gonna be honest with you. And
mm,
sometimes I feel like I shouldn't be as honest on here as I am a lot of times, but I'm gonna just be honest.
mm,
I have felt conflicted about watching other black people attack each other, assault each other, call the whatever. I
yeah,
have, because I
yeah,
recognize that these are things I probably would never do. And it feels
yeah,
like I'm using my own people for my entertainment. I'm going to be
yeah,
honest. But
yeah,
I also enjoy the roasting, the gagging, the
yeah,
intelligence, the sense of community.
yeah,
But I think in order for me to remain honest,
mm,
right, about my possible moral confliction with me watching my people tear at each other,
mm,
um, I kind of have the same rationale that these are adults. People are going to
yeah,
do what they want to do. People
Yeah.
know, like people just they know, and that's why you will never see me trying to police somebody else's behavior, because it's kind of like an insult. Like most of the
Mm-hmm.
people here are first of all older than me, right?
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
knows they're black. Miss O,
Mm-hmm.
I also don't believe that it's fair to tell individual black people that they are a representative for an entire community. Did
Absolutely.
Dylan Roof represent white people? No. So
No.
then why then are we placing the onus of responsibility on individuals when it's the
Mm-hmm.
systems that are upholding these layers of oppression that make our lives harder to live? So I'm not going to put that on one random ass YouTuber that's cursing somebody
Yeah.
else out, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
question, why am I expecting this one individual to represent an entire
Mhm.
community, and
Well,
through
it's wrong
whose
to do that.
eyes?
Let me interject. That's It's wrong to do
Uh-huh.
that, and we
Right.
are, all adults, and that is the purpose of commentary. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
It's sometimes I think it's just not articulated well. Like I would never impose my views on anybody, but I do have a right to my commentary. You know what I mean? And I don't. Now I have had it happen to me where people have
Hmm.
said that you got this person on your channel and they said A, B, C, or D. I
Hmm.
can't control somebody's mouth, nor do I want to. Do you see what I'm saying? But
Right.
sometimes we have seen subscribers, even other content creators, do it over and over again. Well, you rocking with this person, or this person's in your chat or on your panel, and they're saying A, B, C, and D, and you're not checking them. But like you said, they're adults. You know what I mean? And like I said a little earlier, I can't tell somebody what to do on their own channel, but I have the right to do commentary on it. You know, it's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if I it's just like we are black people, and if I see you doing something shady, whatever part of YouTube I'm in, and black
Hmm.
people sometimes the way we communicate is through arguments, it's through roasting and gagging, just like you would do your own family member. So that is the reason why I run my platform the way that I run it, because I'm gonna say what
Hmm.
I got to say, whether it's my family member or my coworker, you say, or whoever it is. I'm very outspoken, and that is
Hmm.
why I like the beef sector, honestly. Well,
Hmm.
any sector, it's gonna be me saying what I got to say. It's just who I
Hmm.
am. But
Hmm.
I agree with you. I don't like people trying to, if another grown person
Police
says
grown
something,
adults. Yeah.
yeah, trying to
And
try to put
Miss
it in
O,
my feet.
if I can
Mhm,
add, like, so Sheba Pisces, I don't know that last word said. I think it's necessary when the children are targeted. So let me say this: everybody should have their boundaries, right? For me,
mhm,
there's certain artists that if there's certain allegations against them, I cannot listen to their music. So I think
mhm,
the way in which we reward people on the beef sector in particular is with
mhm,
our attention and money.
mhm,
So
mhm.
I just wouldn't see it for myself to try to dictate what another adult does. I just would remove my attention. And I think we all have the
Yeah,
power to
absolutely.
do that. And I think
Mhm.
that, like, we should have our own personal boundaries. And so I do,
Yeah.
like, I have to go like in 30 seconds. So I just wanted to thank you for asking me to come up.
Okay. Well,
All
thank
right.
you, Houston Britt, for joining me. Okay, and we're gonna have
Yes,
to do
ma'am.
this again when you have time. Okay, baby.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I wish I didn't have this meeting, but I got to
That's
prepare. It's at
okay.
seven
That's
thirty.
okay. I
So
appreciate you coming up and saying, explaining your video. I appreciate it.
yeah, is that kind of what you got from it too?
Yeah, that is. I use it. I want to use your video as a teaching tool.
Uh
And
huh.
that's why I want you to come up and articulate it yourself because it was your
Okay.
video. And I
Right.
am using it as a teaching tool. So I'm like, well,
Right.
let me get Houston Bread to come up here, and say what
Yeah.
she, reiterate what it was that she said on her video this morning because
Yeah.
I got something out of it. So yeah, that's the reason
Thank you
why.
so much. I appreciate the love. I
Oh,
appreciate that. Thank you.
oh, no
All right.
problem,
Bye,
baby.
Miss
You
O.
have a good one, okay?
You as well. Take care. Bye.
Okay. Bye bye. And so, guys, so yeah, like I said, that's what I got out of that video. Let me read this. Hey, Kwani, I seen Kwani in the chat. We have a choice with our behavior. I absolutely agree with that, Kwani. We are all adults, and she's absolutely right. You know what I mean? I wanted to read a couple of these comments. And thank you once again, Houston Bread, so much for coming up. I really like that video, and I got something out of it. I want to share. I wanted her to tell you what she said. She's a growing channel. She's an up and comer, and a lot of people may not have heard that. And if you guys like what she said, please, go, join, give her a subscribe, and so we can all help each other in that respect. Um, Free Thinker says commentary is one thing, but the judging and verbally shaming people to think like you is not commentary. I think that we have a lot of free thinkers. You would think that everybody has sense enough to realize that. And the only way that you could be judged is if you allow somebody to judge you. You know, they might be judging you. You don't have to put that on your back. If somebody is judging you, you can let it flow off your back like I do, like water, honey, in the shower. It does not matter. I do not care. Okay? And so as far as verbally shaming people goes, um you know, the only way you can be shamed, the only way somebody, let me say this, the only way somebody like me could be shamed is if I allow it, you know, because we should all be free thinkers, and what somebody says about you is none of your business, and that is the kind of the way that I run my life online and offline, and so because I run my life that way, if I want to do my commentary and somebody hears it as judging or verbally shaming, that's really on them. But for me, I can only speak and do my commentary and share the things that are on my mind with you guys in the way in which I intake people's commentary online and offline. I simply do not care. You know, I've got a very thick skin. It'll roll off me like water, and I'm still gonna do me. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is the way I expect all people to be, and I understand that we have a lot of sheep, and all people are not like that. But because people are not like that, that doesn't mean I have to change my style because some people are kind of thin skinned, or maybe some people don't understand um you know where I'm coming from or whatever. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, um that is, yeah, and like I said, I know a lot of you guys know you know who it is that I'm talking about. I don't want to give them energy, but it's the disrespect for me, the blatant disrespect and disregard for and just because, you know what, let me tell you this too. Hey EJ, just because we come in this sector, and this is a predominantly black sector, right? Here's my issue, right? I only deal with predominantly black sectors, right? Like I said, when I came in and first started doing videos, it was 2017, and I found the black sect, quote unquote, black sector immediately, because I clicked on a China Fox video, and she was doing predominantly black centered content, right? And no matter where I am on social media, I am a black person. I am a pro black person. I am going to do. I'm going to acclimate myself to black sections or sectors of this YouTube or wherever I want to go, right? Wherever, because I want to be, and I want to talk to, whether I'm cussing you out or whether I'm loving on you or whether I'm trying to share some information with you. You see what I'm saying? I am going to do that amongst my people. Now I don't mind, and I don't want nobody to think because I'm pro-black. So people have called me racist. You can think what you want to think. Like I said, once again, I don't care. It flow on my back like water. I'm gonna think how I want to think. You know what? I'm gonna disseminate my information and my thoughts the way I want to, disseminate my information and my thoughts. You know what I mean? And if you are thin skinned and you are not a black person, I can see how you could be offended by some of the things that I say. But I am black. I think from a pro black standpoint. You see what I'm saying? Even when I'm roasting and gagging, even when I'm going back and forth, you know what I mean? It just is what it is. You know, that is the way I think. So when I did this video, right, um, and I heard Houston Bread's commentary, I was gonna come back and talk about this Dylan Roof thing anyway, but y'all know I gotta get to it when I get to it, right? And so it kind of tied everything into the fact that I had been talking about the Anglo interlopers once again, because it's really just an annoyance. Those people do things like that. Um, Let me read this. Ask yourself though, why YouTube's algorithm might encourage bubbling in terms of racial or cultural factors. Could you define bubbling? What do you mean by that? Just define it. Can you tell me what you mean by bubbling? I think you're onto something, but if you could explain, I don't know what you mean by the term bubbling. Empress said, I feel lack of knowledge. Kwani, I know you didn't ask me. Kwani said, Scooter, that as well, a sense of belonging. Numbers mean money. That Turkey Day. Anyway, I think I came in on the tail end of that. But I'm so happy to see Kwani in the chat. I think that's freaking awesome. I ain't seen Kwani over here in a long time. Levon says, Kwani asked me a question. Said, Olivia, do you believe the sheep mentality is due to money, fear, or both? Kwani, when it comes to sheep, the sheep mentality, I think that a lot of people expect. I think that in particular, since we're talking about black people, I think that when it comes to the beef sector, when it comes to the sheep mentality, it reminds me of church. You know, a lot of us grew up in the church, right? And when you grow up in the church, you don't even realize at the time that you are following the words of the pastor, right? Instead of following the words of God, right? You're not actually not following the word, you're following what the pastor says the word is. You know, you're moving how the pastor says you should move because you're following him and not the word. And I think that when it comes to YouTube, um, 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 a lot of people follow blindly what a lot of people have to say instead because they want to belong or because they don't understand or either want to or even want to deal with the implications of what it is that they're following. They just follow blindly. We know that a lot of people get on here and no matter what somebody says or somebody does, they are going to follow them no matter what. They're going to windmill for them, all this and all that, right? And but when you put that in the context of the church, we see a lot of our people in particular. It seemed like the church moved from church to the internet. And it's unfortunate because there are not a lot of quote free thinkers, right? Amethyst Heart. So free thinker says bubbling in that YouTube suggests videos that are like minded. It's like redlining that happens in real estate. Well, yes, YouTube does do that. Thanks for explaining it to me. You'll see these videos, a lot of videos that are going down your video stream. They are tailored to, who you, what type of videos you watch. Like if I watch car videos all day, the videos that come down my stream are going to be about predominantly about car videos. So yeah, that is the algorithm. And so yeah, it tries to that algorithm, that supercomputer tries to think for you and throw out the things that they think you want to hear. And so one thing I don't like about the algorithm though is that it can put you in sort of a bubble. You know what I mean? Because just because I look at car videos don't mean I don't want to watch mukbang videos every once in a while, or it don't mean I don't want to watch whatever other kind of videos, instead of me just getting car videos. I like a variety sometimes. But that's what you get with the algorithm, with the computer thinking for you. So yeah. Thanks for explaining that to explaining what bubbling means, free thinker. I appreciate that. Uh-huh. I was just trying to read that. What did Turkey Day say, Quani? Let me try to go back. Turkey Day said, yeah, the worry would be redlining is in real estate. Self choice is completely different. Self choice is completely different, and it's fine to look for people intentionally. Yeah, and I get, but you have to see. Here's the thing with sheep though. It is kind of worrisome. When the algorithm is doing that, such as redlining is it's a very tricky situation because when it comes to redlining and real estate, we know that say if you're in a predominantly white neighborhood, you're not going to want other races of people coming into that neighborhood, and when you get on YouTube and say like, we're looking at, like I said, car videos, just an analogy. You know what I mean? The algorithm is going to think that you're only going to want to look at car videos as opposed to, giving you different sorts of videos, to sift through. And so, yeah, 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 yeah. And also, we can't forget about the fact that this whole internet thing is a social experiment, no matter how they want to spin it, especially here on YouTube. I think that YouTube is um perhaps the best social experiment on the internet, on the world wide web. I think that YouTube is, because YouTube shows, when you're talking about sociology and the way that people think, it gives you great examples of the sheep, i.e., herd mentality, how easily it is for the mind to be manipulated. Okay? Now we see, we always talking about, scams going on, and we be talking about cults going on, and all this and all that. And it just shows you, how few people are actually free thinkers. Do you see what I'm saying? Now you get somebody like me, I'm not liked by a whole lot of people, because you do have to be a free thinker over here in my chat, because I'm not running no cult. I'm not coddling nobody. I'm not trying to scam nobody. I'm not trying to contact nobody on the background. I'm not saying only watch my videos, and I don't have a God complex. I don't think I don't think I'm running nothing on here. The only thing I'm running on here is my channel. I can't run your channel. I can't commentate on what you got to say or something you got going on your channel, because that's what we do around here, right? That's what we do, right? And so, but I'm not trying to browbeat you into only listening to me. I don't have time for all of that. If you catch it, you catch it. If you don't, you don't. But I'm not ever going to be a person to. I'm a lone wolf. We all know that sometimes I'm a dragon. I come through and I scorch the earth. And I'm just, and then other times I'm just a lone wolf. I'm always gonna do me. There are videos of content creators that when I feel like I want to be a dragon and start scorching some earth, I know exactly whose channel to click on, so I can start scorching some earth, right? And any other and when I don't want to be the dragon, I'll just come through and I'll just do me. And there are a couple of channels, like Houston Breads that I watch, or something like that, when I'm just in a class listening. And sometimes I hear some things going on. I have learned to choose my battles, and I really haven't been scorching earth a lot, unless I get irritated. I haven't even allowed myself to get. And one way that I can get irritated is and won't let me tell you something. There's been something going on. Please hit the like button, guys. There's been something going on around here now. I've heard for a couple of days, people about speaking derogatorily about children, right? And people getting counseled for speaking voluntarily about children. Other people speaking voluntary of derogatorily, I'm sorry, about children. Some people feel like some people being checked. Some people feel like other people not being checked. I heard somebody want to counsel somebody. I'll listen to all that speaking derogatory about children. Now here's my thing. Now y'all know I done went off a whole lot of times since I've been in this sector in particular about I think that it now when it comes to me and my moral compass, I'm not going to speak derogatorily about children. But what I'm choosing to do, and the reason why I haven't commented on that, is because I have learned to choose my battles. And I told you guys that um y'all know how I feel about speaking derogatorily about children. I think it's weird, but I have learned to choose my battles, right? I'm not going to pour my energy into something that I've spoken about time and time again, because you can't make somebody do what they're not going to do. You can't impose your moral compass on somebody else's moral compass, if they whether they have one or not. So I've just decided to choose my battles. Now I could wake up in a bad mood and be the dragon and just scorch everybody, right? But I've just decided to choose my battles. I don't like to be forever. I told y'all a little while ago that my beefs now have an expiration date because I don't have it to do. And the reason why I don't have it to do, it is because it is so much craziness going on in this world. I think a lot of people are using a lot of inflammatory language. A, to get attention. B, because they got agitated, they went to the most deplorable thing that they could say because that is the level of their intelligence. Some people try to be as inflammatory as they can be and as disgusting as they can be for whatever reason. And because I know that is why I decided to choose my battles. So, like I said, I've been hearing y'all know it just grinds my gears when I hear people speaking derogatorily, about people's children, especially, when you're saying something about a child that is so deplorable that you just kind of have to click the video off if you don't want to trip. And that's kind of what I've been doing. That's kind of where I am. I'm like, I done talked about this forever and ever, amen. And honey, if they ain't got my stance on it now, they ain't never gonna get it. Okay? Because we know where I stand, right? Because I will cuss your ass out from the top of your head to the sole of your feet about a child, right? And I've done that a lot on here, and we know that I have, because I don't believe in doing anything or saying anything inappropriate about children. But that is my moral compass. So, since I've made my stance perfectly clear, why do I have to keep going on and on again every time? I'm not gonna keep getting triggered, And now I'm to the point to where, okay, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm not even gonna do commentary on it because I done commentary on it time and time again. You know what I mean? I mean, like, oh my God. But yeah, you can refuse to say I don't support it. I just move on. You see what I'm saying? Cause yeah, if I dwell on it, it just is what it is. And it could be a particular day that I'm not trying to hear that crap. So in order for me not to turn into the dragon, I just know to steer away from that type of conversation. You see what I'm saying? But it's really been but I really have been on this Anglo thing, this interloper thing, because the gall of some people, right? It's just a gall for me. Just like in general, it grinds my gears when I see black people be so accommodating to non-black people, but then you'll turn around and allow these non-black people to drag your own people, your own supporters. That is beyond me. You know what I mean? And so I'd be like, what the hell is going on here? Especially when you don't mind, especially when you allow these non-black people on your predominantly black channel to drag other black people, whether you going back and forth with them or not, or either just drag them for entertainment purposes or in their non-black. But and you can drag a person and not even use these race baiting tactics, you know. And so that's and then I don't. It's just not a good look to me. And so every time I hear something like that, me, I don't mind dragging a bitch. I don't even care. I don't care if you're green. I would drag you if you green, purple, yellow, green, multicolored. It don't matter to me. I just do not care. But what I'm not gonna do is allow that type of thing on my platform. And seeing as how my platform is the only thing that I got say so over, that's why I'm saying something, right? Whether it matters or not, it probably doesn't, but it is what it is. I want to talk about it, and it is what it is. Because it's beyond me is these people, they love to try to take over the conversation. You know what I mean? Like, why are you so worried about me and my people? And if you are over here and you are non-black, I welcome you in my chat, but you just got to know how to stay in your lane. Just stay in your lane. You're welcome to sit in and listen. And I don't even talk about like the pro-black topics all the time, and you're welcome, to join in. But when I'm talking about a certain topic, when I'm talking about, topics that are in particular, um of in particular importance to black people, because I'm black, I'm gonna need you to stand down. That's my issue. And but what I would never do is let a non-black person come on my channel, even if I don't like the person, right? And you black don't like the person's commentary, because I don't know anybody on here personally, right? Even if I don't like your commentary, we done roasted. I mean, we done beefed back and forth. All this and all that. You done call me everything but a child of God. You know what I mean? I done got irritated by you and called you everything but a child of God. Even then, it is not cool for you to bring your Anglo interloper butt in here and think I'm gonna let you say something about that person just because I don't like them. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that. That's not cool to me. And I'm sure, and you guys know that. Y'all know that I'm not lying. If y'all been watching me for a while, we don't do that over here. And so yeah, I don't agree with that. Some of these open panels give people an opportunity to expose their true selves. I agree with that. I agree with that. But at what cost, Levon? At what cost? Because I'm gonna tell you, that stuff will event. And some people, you can't even every. I don't expect everybody to be like me. Okay. So, and because let me see how to put this. It's okay if you're not race loyal, right? It's okay, that's fine. You're right, Scooter. Some people don't have a code. It's okay if you don't even have a code. You know what I mean? Or, any type of camaraderie with your own people. Some people, they just worried about the numbers, or they worried about whatever when it comes to videos, and that's cool if you want to do that. But doesn't it make you feel uncomfortable? Because you got to think that, say you are a non-black person, right? And you up on a black person's channel, and that black person's channel, there are predominantly black people, right? So you get this non-black person on your panel, and they're making these very inflammatory comments against black people. They're trying to be slick about the comments because they're assuming that you don't understand what it is that they're saying. They're offending your longtime subscribers, people that you're supposed to have YouTube ships with. At no point in time does that make you uncomfortable. Like, cause that makes me think this shoot. I mean, like, I just it's beyond me. Just I'm gonna put it that way. It's beyond me. EJ said, thanks so much at Check Your Day. There really isn't enough research conducted on SM at black and peeps in general, except the media stereotypes. This isn't generalized. I will concentrate on black women. Oh, I don't know what that was about. Hey, Chlorio Lover says, I also know you wouldn't let someone, interloper, on your panel and they are talking to, yes, to different members of your chat. No, I would not do that. That's not my thing. My mind, it don't work like that. You know what I mean? So you're right, Chlorio Love. I'm not gonna be able to do that. I'm not built that way. That's all I got to say. Scooter High says yes, everyone does not have the same code. I agree, Levon, but some codes to me are very important. Absolutely. Some codes to me are very important. And I don't care if I'm online or offline. I don't care if you hear me cussing somebody black out from head to toe. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. You're not gonna do it in my presence. You're not gonna do it and try to make it seem like you agreeing with me or you windmilling for me. I don't need nothing like that, especially if you are a non-black, because that means I'm gonna get mad at you. It's just like, say me and my sister is fighting out in the yard, right? We having a fight. We have a straight out shouting match. We ready to go to blows, or we done went to blows, and somebody else from the neighborhood come up and try to step in and take sides. I was always raised to where me and my sister's gonna fight you, and then we gonna that's right, it's called setting boundaries. That's right, Scooter. We gonna stop, but we gonna stop fighting each other for a minute, because you came up and tried to interlope or interject, and we're gonna beat you up, and we're gonna go right back to what it was that we was doing to each other. Okay, that's how I move. You can't interject in a family fight. It's not a good thing. Just stand down and wait till it's over with, right? Because I'm gonna be offended because you was, trying to make a difference between me and my sister. I don't agree with that. And so yeah, it is. It is what it is. But you also got to realize that even though, and we can't, and us as black folks, we can't, we are, we'll argue even if we ain't mad at each other. We gonna still argue. That's kind of how we communicate, you know. But like I said, I don't need no stranger coming in, joining in. I don't need your help. I'm good. Let it alone. Let it go. Just sit back and listen. Leave it alone. So that was kind of my stance. But so yeah, that's where I am. We have to address the way we fight with each other too. Well, because we're all grown, everybody don't have the same boundaries. Do you see what I'm saying? Somebody just mentioned boundaries. Everybody don't have the same boundaries. Everybody don't have the same moral compass. You know what I mean? And I've learned to, and the reason why I say that's one reason why Levine, I let everybody know that I don't windmill for anybody, and I don't expect. Please don't windmill for me. Okay, it's because we don't all hold the same boundaries. You know, and so that's another reason why I have learned to, sit back and watch. I have learned to not give my energy to certain content creators that are particularly disgusting to me. I've learned to leave it alone. Okay? Because I don't want to go there. And so, yeah. That's what I've learned to do. I really have. Some people stay at the Institute for a long time, others briefly. I don't know what y'all talking about at the Institute. Misunderstood says, I notice black folk are slow to react when YT is being disrespectful to them, but quick to react when it's their own. Now I was talking about that earlier, misunderstood. Hey Miss Philadelphia, we are quick to respond to one another, but you get an Anglo up here and they are not quick to respond to the Anglo. You know what I mean? And so that's another reason why I don't allow that to go on in my chat, because I'm gonna respond to everybody. I don't care who you are, And so yeah. Well, Ashanti says you are fake. Stop this facade. You are the most hypocritical person in the sector. I would like for you to explain to me, why do you feel that I'm hypocritical? Because I have perfectly articulated my stance. Now, you might need to go and roll back the video and listen to how I explain what I do and why I do what I do and how I do it, and maybe you just don't understand. Could you be a sheep, Ashanti? And then another thing, if you think that I'm hypocritical, simply don't listen to the commentary. That's all you got to do, boo. That's all you got to do. Because it don't matter to me one way or the other what you think about me. That ain't none of my business. It still ain't stopping no show over here, boo. Not a damn thing is it shopping. Stop it. Anyway, move right along. You can think whatever you want to think about me. It ain't stopping a damn thing. But anyway, you cut touching a nerve, honey, when you get a troll coming in and saying something like that, okay? So anyway, it is what it is. I guess I don't know. But anyway. And what absolutely I want to know in what way. Maybe they're typing. I didn't block the troll or whatever. Oh, here you go. You are jealous of Sean? Hold yourself accountable. I think you might have came in late because we're not talking about Sean. Are you okay? Now that is the first time I said his name. And the only reason why I said his name is because you just typed it in the chat. But we are not talking about Sean. Sean don't have nothing to do with this conversation. Okay. Are you okay? Child. People just want to be counted, don't they, y'all? It ain't my fault. Move right along, child. Move right along. That was ridiculous. I really thought they had something to say. Child. Just want to be counted. Anyway, it seems like the interlopers know which chat. Yes. Oh my God. That's a perfect point. I almost forgot to talk about that. It seems like the interlopers know which chats to frequent and what panels not to go up on. I find that I do too, Choreo Lover Peep Gang. And that is why I appreciate it. That's why I want Houston Bread to come on here and talk about the video that she did this morning. You see what I'm saying? She wasn't talking about necessarily anything that's going on around here, but I wanted to use what she said as a teaching tool, and and use it as a teaching tool because it pertains to what I'm talking about, and what I'm talking about is what is going on around here. So you're right about that. Uh-huh. Yeah. Hmm. I know that's right. Free think I read that part right there to me too. Chap, Scooter, don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. Folk just won't be. That was out the blue, wasn't it, Empress? Chad, that was out the blue. That even threw me for a loop. I really thought they had something to say. I was like, well, let me not block them for a minute so I can see what they're talking about. Child, child. I heard that, EJ. Of all the stupid stuff, you see how people. Now, y'all know good and well. Ooh, child. Are we talking about race issues or YouTube bullish? Well, honestly, we're talking about both because they're kind of intersecting. They have been intersecting as of late. So we're kind of talking about both misunderstood. Uh huh. Chat right, Scooter. It was out the blue. That was absolutely out the blue. It just came out of left field. Move right along, chat. Move right along. Chat. Yeah, try to distract. That's all. That's just another tactic. Ain't nobody worried about that stuff. But whoever it was said that they know what chats to frequent. They know where they can get away with that stuff. I agree with that. Was that who said that? Choreo Lover, I think, said that. And you're absolutely they wouldn't come over here and try that crap, for clarity's sake. Levon said, for clarity's sake, is your intolerance for non-black interlopers based on the fact that they historically don't have our best interests in mind? Well, now, when it comes to interlopers in my everyday life, absolutely, it has everything to do with it. But now, when it comes to online in particular in this sector, it's very annoying. It's more annoying for me to see other black people babysitting that sort of thing. And so, yeah, it don't even have to go as far as historically online in the B sector. It's just, it's very off-putting to me, because you can jump and for a non-black person to feel so comfortable to where they can jump up on a predominantly black audience and spat off all kind of racist rhetoric and throw racially offensive make racially offensive remarks all in order for the channel holder to get more, and then, the more that the interloper is allowed to do that, of course, the more Anglo trolls are going to pop into the chat. So it makes the numbers go up because it just tickles the heart and fancy of the non-black person's soul to see a Anglo on a panel of predominantly black people spouting off anti-black rhetoric. It does something for their soul. And so, of course, you're going to get more numbers like that. This ain't people do that a lot on YouTube. You see whole channels devoted to stuff like that. Look at Tommy Sotomayor. Perfect example. What's another one? They got a guy on here called Anthony Brian Logan, ABL. And they got one called Officer something. He does stuff like that. You know what I mean? They black and they go against they are they just spat off all kind of anti-black rhetoric, and they have thousands of subscribers, and they would give a black person, they would fund you very well. If you're a black person, you come out and you spout off anti-black rhetoric. You know what I mean? It's one thing to roast and gag and beef with your own people, but what people like Tommy Sotomayor and ABL and maybe a Crystal and Carson, which is a swirler, those types of people, you have a whole lot of non-black people in those chats because they're speaking very derogatorily, and they're black and they're speaking very derogatorily about black people, and that does something for the psyche of a non-black person, and so they will fund them very well for doing that, you know. And so yeah, but you just have to ask yourself, like, what type of person is this that doesn't mind doing that sort of thing, I guess. But to each his own, child, to each his own. Hmm. So yeah, uh this is a troll. I don't know why this is here, but that's clearly a troll. I don't even know what that was about. But you got some trolls coming in here now trying to misdirect the conversation. Hmm. Scooter says, right, Miss O, yes. Why do they feel comfortable doing? They feel comfortable doing that because they're allowed to do so. Now they know they can't do that in every black person's chat. Like they know they can't come over here and jump on a panel of mine, or even be in the comment section spouting off anti-black rhetoric and not get checked over here. You know, but other places they can get away with it, and like I said, to each his own. You know, but that's what we get for being so eager to allow in certain types of people in our spaces, and and then, like I said, everybody's invited. You just got to know your lane. That's all. And so yeah, Coriel says, what do you feel usually happens to the one who lets an interloper take over, or what do you think will happen when it happens in the sector? I think, well, it's been tried a couple of times, and so either the interloper is eventually put out of the chat, or either they go on and start their own channel. But as far as the black person that allow it, we got a lot of mindless followers, we got a lot of sheep, and the sheep, your core followers, it don't matter who you bring on there, they not gonna leave them. But it's very distasteful to some other people, you know what I mean, and it might be off-putting to some other people, but nothing is going to happen uh to their platform when it comes to their core followers. They'll follow them down a rabbit hole and right back up again on the other side. And so yeah, yeah, yeah. Misunderstood said, Miss Olivia, I have issues with them at the gym, because they're always trying to be in my space and trying to go out their way, as if they're being friendly, but I don't. You know what, misunderstood? I have worked around those type of non-black people all my life, and I would prefer for you to be you. If you are racist, I would prefer for you to be your racist self. But what I get offended by is one of those non-black peoples trying to be extra nice to me simply because I'm black. I don't know why you feel like you got to be nice to me, because I'm not going to be overly nice to you. And they always end up having a problem with me when that sort of thing happens, because they quickly realize that I will side eye you real quick, and I will give you a look in which you're gonna think, you're gonna say, "Damn, do I stink? Does she think I'm trash?" And that is exactly what I'm thinking. If you try to do me like that, because I'm not gonna go out of my way to accommodate you just cause you non-black. That don't work like it. That don't work for me. So I'm more offended by it. I would prefer you to be your racist self. All right. Okay. Reminds me of the slave who would become an overseer judge. That's right, free thinker. You're absolutely right. Yes, ma'am. You're absolutely right. It reminds me of that too. Absolutely. I agree. Hmm. Yep. Hmm. Yep. Hmm. I know that's right, EJ. Yeah. Do you think it's age specific? I find older beef sector members don't entertain it. I honestly, that's a good question, Choreo lover, because I've been asking myself that. Is it because a lot of younger people, for whatever reason, they really don't see that type of rhetoric as being offensive? For whatever reason, they really don't feel a way about it. But a lot of us older people do feel a way about it, you know? So, and maybe, and then kind of the reason why, if they're younger, they might not feel a way about it is because we know that history has been so watered down, and sometimes you get a lot of black families that um they don't pass down certain things that have happened to their family members, generationally, or they may not even know the bad things that have happened to their other black family members generationally. And you got a lot of black people that don't like black people, or don't even like to associate themselves with being black and their black people, so they got to learn the hard way. They got to get that nigga wake up call, if you will, you know. And so yeah, yeah. Mhm. Oh, thank you, Turkey Day. But yeah, thanks for joining us. So yeah, that was a good question, Choreo lover. Yeah, yeah. Younger generations do not see race the same way. I agree. I will agree absolutely. And but that is at a detriment, because it is leaving you open to a lot of things that can happen to you because you're not aware of your history, and so if you're not aware of the history, especially in this country, if you go around thinking that we live in a post-racial America, you're setting yourself up to be harmed in all sorts of ways: physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually, economically, and every other way, simply because you're not aware of what's going on. And so that's a very scary situation to me, you know. And so, yeah. What'd you say on your last comment, Scooter? And that's unfortunate. You said you have a question. I have a question for you. Do you think those of us who grew up in the South can see the signs of an interloper more than those from the North? At one point in time, I would say yes, Scooter. At one point in time, I would say yes. But we have a lot of people from the South, like Florida and places like that. They grew up there all of their lives, and they don't seem to have a problem with these interlopers coming in and disrespecting, not only themselves but other people. And what they don't see. Okay, say you're coming in a chat and you're young, and this interloper is spouting out some black rhetoric to somebody in the chat. They don't take it personally. They don't realize that interloper is actually talking about them as well. Man, they don't associate the two. They just say, well, they ain't talking about me, and so, but they are talking about you. But because you don't know, you assume that they ain't talking about you, but they are talking about you. And so, yeah, it's just crazy, right? That's exactly what they do. It's like they have some guilt, and they know that I don't want to deal with them. Absolutely. I can roll my eyes and give a bad attitude, but they still try to come. I understand misunderstood. Absolutely. I've worked with those people forever. I've always worked in predominantly non-black workspaces. I guess because it's of what my skill set is, and so, but I make it abundantly clear that I am not your Uncle Tom. I am not going. Do not come close to me or try to talk to me in a way that is going to be very patronizing, because you will quickly be corrected, okay, in my most professional way. Or either that, I'm going to turn you invisible, you know. So, yeah, don't try to coddle me. I don't need your help. You might need my acceptance, but I don't need yours. And that is also a way that non-black people try to disarm you. When they come to you and they're being extra nice and oh my god, and don't do that, because it's offensive to me. And so yeah, yeah. Especially when you're you feeling insecure about me, in that work environment. You're trying to like draw me in or whatever you think it's gonna do to keep me from shining my brightest light, for to keep me from being my best self. So you figure you'll do this, or you'll say this or you'll whatever, but that's not gonna work for me. It's gonna make me work even harder, and I'm going to rise above you just because you try to work so hard to think that I was gonna be accepting of you for whatever reason. A lot of people, and then a lot of people, I don't know whether they realize it or not, a lot of black people, they still seek some kind of validation or acceptance from non-black people. But if you are secure within yourself, if you love yourself and you love who you are, you don't need validation or acceptance from anybody. You know, I'm the type of person where I don't need your validation. I don't need your acceptance. I don't need your kind words. I know who I am. I validate myself. I compliment myself. I'm good. Thank you, but okay. Uh, but anyway, I don't know if I can understand that. But yeah, those are the environments that I have worked in. So I absolutely understand that. Hmm. Absolutely. Hey, Poetic Chaos, how you doing? Scooter said, Miss O, I think folks need to be reminded that even after Jim Crow, the system still absolutely. We are still absolutely what people think. A lot of people think that we live in a post racist America. Even though this country is founded, at the core of it all is founded on race relations. Okay, they still think we live in a post-racist America, which is not true. There will never be a post-racist America. Racism is at the very foundation, and I mean the economics of it all. Okay, racism, the system of white supremacy racism in the United States of America, its foundation. We know we live in a capitalistic society, right? Even the capitalism is founded in racism. Just think about it. Even the way the stock market is ran, in which we know people used to trade stocks on off the backs of black people and still do. They went from slavery to Jim Crow era laws and how that would affect the economy, civil rights laws, how that would affect the economy, school to prison pipeline, how that will affect the economy, suit those for profit prisons, how that will affect the economy because we know that they say that what are the stats on that 52% of people incarcerated in the United States of America are black people, and we're supposed to be only 13% of the population of the United States of America. Make that make sense. Can you wrap your mind around that? 52% of the prison population is black people, but we're only supposed to they say we only make up 13% of the population. That is crazy to me. But we know that they just simply move the plantation. They move it around from one type of plantation to another. So we know that the prison industrial complex is another plantation. So that's why you will have a number like that. You know. And so yeah, it's crazy. You just gotta think about it. He just said meaning the what was that about your peeps? Meaning be about your peeps first, but don't forget about your promise to Allah. Absolutely. Look at what black folks make compared to white folks. Yes, yes. Look at it. Look at how employers judge candidates based on. Yes, you're absolutely right, Scooter. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And my mom, and you said that right there. That made me. I had a conversation with my mama one time, and my mama told me basically pretty much people will judge you based on your name even before they see you, and because that was her train of thought, That is why me and my sisters are named what we are named right now. That is why my sisters named their kids what they named their kids. And so yeah, it's crazy. Mhm. Yep. Mm. I had a call from a I got it when I was working. I had a call. I don't know what happened, or maybe I was trying to get services for somebody or something from another organization or something like that. And I left my message, and left my name or whatever on the voicemail. And the person called me back, and they said they didn't expect me to be me. And I know what they meant by that. They meant they didn't expect me to be black because of what my name was. That's what they meant by that. I called it. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, you racist ass bitch. That's a snide comment, right? I'm offended, but okay, let's keep it professional. All right, I give you that one. It's crazy, but that's how people think. You're right about that. School of High says, look at the food deserts. Yes, where at the organic food stores and where are the organic foods? That's right. A lot of black communities, live in a food desert. And a food desert is when you don't have access, to food, in your area in particular. Like you may not have a grocery store. You might have these little stores like the little bitty, what do you call it? Little quick mart stores and stuff like that. But for your area not to be a food desert, it has to have like a grocery store. And there are a lot of black communities where you have to travel to get to a grocery store. And you have to travel even further to get some organ to the organic food store. So that's what a food desert is. And so yeah, you're right. But you can get a McDonald's in your neighborhood or something like that, but you can't get a grocery store. You can get these little side stores, these little gas station stores, if you will. These East Indian stores, you know what I mean? And they got a whole lot of junk in them, or and selling fried chicken and all this and all that. And but you have to travel out of your area, whether you have a car. A lot of people in low income black neighborhoods don't have a vehicle, so they got to try to get a ride somewhere. That is what a food desert is, when a grocery store is not readily available in your community. And that is by design, in my opinion. So yeah, yeah. And so yeah, and you're right about that. Let me read this, because this is the truth. Silver and Black says, ironically, in the woodlands, which is mostly upper middle class white folks, they're skeptical of it and are using their money to stock up people. Yeah, you guys, I don't know if y'all been listening to the news, but there's the supply chains, are becoming even more clogged up. A lot of supply chains are shutting down, especially when it comes to food. And I have been telling everybody I know that you need to start stocking up as best as you can so you can be prepared. Because this COVID is not going anywhere anytime, anytime soon. It's getting worse. And somebody got down here, and now they're promoting that, yeah, they got the MU strain. It's supposed to be worse than the South African strain, and it said it's resistant against the vaccine and all this and all that. And so people really need to start, stocking up. Get you some non-perishable goods like your canned foods, your water, other types of supplies, your toilet paper, your soap, your paper towels, your pads, or yeah, it's time to start stockpiling. And a lot of people are already stockpiling. I've never not. I've been stockpiling on and off since 2020, was it 2019. You know, and so yeah, things is ready to go back to where you have to search for toilet paper again and all this and all that before it get too bad. And they keep talking about the. Oh, I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. Bioterrorism, yeah, and I think it's done got out of hand though. So I think that it's man-made. It's not nature-born, and I don't. Yeah, I think it's replicating. It's getting more dangerous and more stronger, and it's trying to pop everybody. That coupled with all of these So they say, quote unquote, natural disasters. I mean, like I was talking at the top of the video, how they said they had the very first the flash flood event in New York City. Did y'all see those videos? I saw that they had like waterfalls in the subway system, and I was like, oh my god. And they said that was the first ever flash flood that happened in New York City. I was like, wow. Wow. And they said that those types of natural disasters are here to stay. So it really makes you have to think. It really makes you think, like, what is really going on here? People better start paying attention, And so tornadoes and stuff up and through there. I'm like, wow. You need to watch Dr. Boy One's video. What was it about, EJ? I don't fool with Boy Swackers. So what was it about? Why would anybody want to booster already? Listen, child, silver and black, child, I don't know. The streets of New York like rivers. Wow, I seen it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my goodness. Yes, right, Tracy? Right? I mean, it really make you think that, right? It really makes you it puts you in the mind of the last days. People been hollering about the last days. We in the last days for probably more than a century, right? But baby, I've never heard of a time such as this, and it really makes you think that we are in some type of transition, you know. And so, wow, that coupled with the fact that we're in the age of Aquarius, I mean, like we're the old way of life that we've been used to is, it's dwindling, you know. Hey Dynamines, how you doing? Hi Olivia and everyone else. When I started buying extra food and other things, my sister thought that I had lost my mind. I bet she don't think that now, do she? I bet she don't think you losing your mind now. Child. Why would anyone trust the government who released an airborne bacteria over San Francisco in the 50s? Uses weather warfare for absolutely and countless other terrorists. You just said a word. You just spoke a word. But when you get sheep and you get mindless followers, that's what happens. But I just can't give nobody my life. If you want to take my life, I'm gonna give you a run for your money. You know. So yeah. I know Tracy, you thought your husband was going overboard when he started stocking up. Now you don't think you do? I know that's right. Now you don't think he is losing it, right? Facts. Mm-mm. It's just horrible. People better stand up and take. And then and then here's the thing I noticed about YouTube in particular, social media in particular, social media and black people. We know that we know that we go through so much to where the black community in general, right? And you got a perfect example here on YouTube in this sector, right in the B sector. We know that because black people have so much on them from day to day in their everyday life, that we like to indulge in escapism. What is escapism? Escapism when you click online and you come through the beef sector and you immerse yourself in the beef sector because it's drama. And then see, here's the reason. Another reason why I don't like when people do all this doxing and all this offline stuff because you're taking away from the escapism. A lot of people, and it ain't nothing wrong. Hold on, let me. Thanks for the super chat, Donna. Means I appreciate it. My sister knows I was on point. I know that's right. And then like I said, I was trying to say that there's nothing wrong with a little escapism every once in a while. We look at TV for escapism. We listen to music for escapism. We come on YouTube, for escapism, right? But we just can't spend too much time. We can't afford to as a community to spend too much time escaping because the whole world is coming down around us, right? It's only so much beefing you can do. It's only so much TV you can watch because when the grid goes down, it's a lot of black people, a lot of, it's a lot of people that don't even look at the news. You got people like to, escape into a good conspiracy theory or something like that, and that's a form of a sheet too, because there's nothing wrong with a good conspiracy theory, but you can't just follow that kind of thing blindly. You have to do your own research. If you're listening to conspiracy theory videos and you don't go back, if you take what these people say as gospel, what I mean, you can find yourself in a precarious situation. Nothing wrong with the good conspiracy. Just go, as long as you go and do your own research. What I mean? Because of conspiracy theories, you got a lot of people out here believing that wearing a mask. I heard somebody on the news say the other day that if you are going to make us have impose a mask mandate so that our kids will be safe in school, that's like imposing tyranny through a mask. You're comparing putting on a mask to keep your kids safe and yourself safe. You're gonna compare that to tyranny. You're the government is trying to tell me what to do and trying to run me by mandating a mask so they can save my life or save my child's life. It's people out here that don't, because of conspiracy theories, that don't even believe that there is an actual virus going around still. Don't even believe it. You know, it's just crazy. It's crazy. And so, yeah. Mm-mm. It don't make no sense. She said exactly, I left my job 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, my brother's doing my garbage, doing your garage right now so you can work at home. I know that's right. It's the safest place to be. It's the safest place to be. Honestly. So yeah. My husband go out and work every day. I be so scared for him. Um Even if he's in a position to where he don't have to be in direct contact with people all day, it's still a scary situation. You know what I mean? You have to vet the people who are speaking those things. Absolutely. You have to know absolutely, Nita. You have a lot of people that, what always kills me? You got black people that, because they don't like to do their own research, and this is that Baptist church mentality, right? Say they into conspiracy theories, right? But you listen to the conspiracy theory and you're taking it as gospel, but you're not taking the time to do the research for your own self. So you don't know, you believe in these people just cause the conspiracy theories sound good, but you're not doing your own research. And then you start spouting off that type of rhetoric when you don't even know if it's the truth or not. And you make it, and then you don't know who following you, thinking they can believe in you, because you was thinking what these crazy people believed in, like the Alex Joneses and the QAnon people. You following these people blindly, and they crazy as a basset bug. I ain't never, child. Mm-mm. It's crazy to me. The blind leading the blind. I know that's right. Mm-mm. It don't make no sense. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get. I didn't realize I had been talking this long. Honey, y'all hit the one if y'all like this video, and I hope y'all got what I was trying. Of course, we gonna start on one thing, and we gonna go all the way around the world and end up talking about another thing. Y'all know how it is, but I really wanted to bring this little video to y'all. Oh, if you came in late, thank y'all. Go back, please go back and hit the replay, be part of the replay squad. Because we always got something beneficial to talk about. All right, especially in these day and times. Okay, you know what I mean. And so, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. I was trying to read before I went out the door. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sheba, once again for becoming a member. Thank you. I think Miss Donna gave me a super chat. It means a lot to me, guys. Thank you guys, moreover, for being so interactive. Thank you, Houston Bread, for clicking the link. Thank you, Right to Be Told. I'm gonna watch the replay down at the gym. Thank you, Right to Be Told. I appreciate you. And yeah, EJ, please hit the replay button. What does it? I say something about I think it's about social conditioning, absolutely, and the powers that be, seeing how much people will give up for the illusion of safety, absolutely. Then they can see how best to manipulate society next. You're absolutely right. There's that type of social conditioning, absolutely on the internet. If that's what you're saying, Silver and Black, that's absolutely what's going on. And not only that, they keep playing in our faces on it about what it is that's going on in the world right now. And that's a form of conditioning as well. And so yeah, you know. Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate it. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get off here once again. Thanks so much. What do I think about the top FDA officials quitting? I seen that two of them quit, right? Because you know what? If you I think they can only take putting people in harm's way. I think they take it as long as they can take it, right to be told. And then they finally we got us a good old troll over here, right? And then they finally can't take it no more, and they just say F it. And then they just go on and quit, you know. Oh, thank you, Sheba. Child. Got us an old troll. Let me go. Hold on. Where was I at? Right here. It don't. I hope I don't knock out the wrong person. Child. Let me see if I got. I got him. Okay, I got him. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. I had a troll in here. I had to get him out. But anyway, like I said, girl. Shoot. Hold on. Now I can't hardly see my chat because I hit the thing. Okay. Uh. Oh no, that's wrong too. But anyway, I'll fix it when I get out. But right, Choreo, right. You know how them trolls is. But they'll be alright. But anyway, hey True Black. I think you came in late. Good night, Choreo. Thank you guys for staying on with me. I don't usually come on this late, but I had a lot to do today. But I wanted to holler at my peoples and speak my mind. Y'all know how that go. Y'all be safe out there, okay? Cause child, I couldn't believe they had that flash flood in New York City. And them dang on subways was, oh, I was like, is this a movie? It was like something came out of a movie. I was like, oh my God. Honey, it's really time. I'm like, okay, so next, what is that movie that I seen about all this snow? It was a movie long time ago that I saw about it was this gigantic snowstorm, right? And things misunderstood, and there was some kids trapped in a library in New York, and the dad you know you know walked across the snow for miles and miles trying to get his son to safety, and it was a lot going on. Was that the name of an avalanche? That reminded me of that sort of thing. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, what in the world did all of these apocalyptic and post-apocalyptic movies that they have been making for years and years and years? It's like they're starting to come true or something, right? I'm like, oh my God. Child. And it's natural disasters going on everywhere throughout the United States. Fires in California, hurricanes down south, and the water from the hurricanes flash flood in New York, and the tornadoes in New York, and those upper states and stuff. You still got temperatures of over 100, baking people in the middle of the country. When then there's always COVID. Child, it's a lot going on. I like they're trying to take us out by any means necessary. Ooh, ooh, yeah, that's right. Good question. Are they really natural? Absolutely, absolutely. That's my point for bringing it up. Yeah, Corio. They said it's going to continue to be this way because of global warming, and but to a certain extent, I absolutely think it's global warming, but I absolutely think that folks is playing around with things they shouldn't be playing around with as well. Wasn't it flooding like the tornado, the Titanic down in those dang on subways? I couldn't believe that. I was like, oh my God, girl. Ooh. I know that's right, EJ. What you say? Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Anyway, y'all, let me get off here. They okay, Nita. That's what it's making me think about. I honestly, I'm like, wow, okay. It's making me think about the Book of Revelations. Okay, and I'm thinking, are they taking a play from the book? Like, what's going on here? Are actually seals being broken? Like, what is it? Ooh, read your text from just now. Let me try to find it. Hold on, let me go back up. Sheba said, my daughter, I hope this is yours. She said, my daughter in the Navy, and we talk in codes through the dictionary, and it's about to be some S. I know it's gonna get worse, Sheba. I know, I can feel it in my bones. So yeah, but you're right. But everybody, y'all try to keep your eyes open, and like I said, try to stockpile you some supplies. And if you are a gun owner, when you stocking up with your non-perishable goods and your water and your first aid materials and everything else you need to do, you know, stock up on you some bullets too, okay? Cause if the food supply chain break down and we can't get nothing in and all of this and all of that and little stuff we got left here in this country, when that starts to dwindle down, that means it's total chaos, okay? And so you have to be safe. You know, you have to keep your family safe. Hey Tracy, how you doing? And yes, they becoming hard to find too. Tracy 3. That's why I mentioned that. Oh, they just now. I thought they been doing that in Texas. Right to be told. Challenge, did y'all hear them? The day after tomorrow. That's the name of that movie. EJ, you're right about that. Uh-huh. Especially if you have kids. That's right. But that should be a given, Levon. You know, if you are a gun owner and you have children anywhere near your home, okay, you need to have a gun box, okay, or a gun safe or something. You know, that should go. You should, before you purchase your firearm, you should have somewhere to safely lock away your firearms. Okay, Tracy said, bullets where young fur was ready. Oh, you a bitch, Tracy. So, but yeah, anyway, this is I'm gonna get off here, y'all. It's been almost 2 hours by bullets and condoms because Texas, honey, what you say right to be told? That's what I was getting ready to say. So, the Supreme Court pretty much just shot down Roe versus Wade. They did technically shoot it down, but they shot it down. You know what I mean? They went about it the long way, and they are want to police women's bodies again. Okay. Now, if you're trying to destroy all of us, why are you trying to restrict women that feel like that want to have an abortion? Why are you trying to prevent them from having an abortion? Huh? That don't make sense. Yeah, but it's all that hoo ha going on. Yeah, I've been looking at that. I've been looking at that too. Right to be told. Did you see the video of the woman who was shot dead while on a Zoom call by her? No, oh my God, no, I didn't see that. That is crazy. Oh my God. Ooh. Yeah, you have to teach them. Yeah, you got to teach them respect to guns too. Yeah, you don't want an uneducated, curious child. Right? That's right. You're absolutely right. I agree with that. Yeah, can't have abortion past 6 weeks. You know, it take you that long to figure out. Longer than that for some people to figure out that they're pregnant in the first place. You know, and it's just crazy. Mm 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 mm. Whoa, is that right, EJ? Wow, that's crazy. Mm-mm. You're making the numbers decline. Right, right, right. That's right, Levon. That's true. Mm-mm. Trying to lose the last of their power, child. That's some ridiculous stuff. Then you know that didn't work before. That's the reason why they passed Roe versus Wade, to make abortions and things of that nature legal, because you had, women, risking their own lives or even dying, trying to have abortions in these back alleys, with the using in these dirty unsanitary facilities, and all of this here and all of that there. And the only thing they do, but this is not the 40s or the 50s, you know what I mean? This is it's just gonna go on. They're just gonna push them underground, but hopefully, if they have to go underground again, they have learned to do it in a more sanitary manner. But that's all it's gonna do. We all know that. And so yeah, yeah, yeah. They know. You think so, Sheba? Oh wow. Like I wouldn't even doubt that though. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Silver and Black says, "Child, I don't know what to think of the reproductive rights thing. I have my views. I just can't look down on a woman making her own choices in a society that's get. Well, that's my issue. My issue is um when it comes to women. You don't need no man, no government, or nobody else policing your body or controlling your body. That is why everybody know that I love children. Even though I love children, I am pro-choice, because pro-choice, the conversation of Roe versus Wade, i.e., pro-choice, is much greater than simply having children or being allowed to have an abortion if you want. The conversation is greater than that for me. It is about patriarchy, in particular, white male patriarchy, trying to assert its dominance over women. Like, how dare you try to police my body? Like, who do you think you are? You know. And so that is what it's about for me. You know, because that's ridiculous. And then the whole issue of patriarchy. In my mind, it's just a whole bunch of insecure men. Okay, because why do you feel the need to try to dictate what I can do with my body? That's ridiculous to me. And so that's my issue. It's about so much more. A lot of people, just want to make it seem like it's about an abortion. But to me it's a greater issue, you know. And so yeah, that's what it's about. But anyway, those are conversations for other days. I am absolutely going to get off here because I have had a long day. I hope you guys like this video. Um, please hit the like button on your way out the door if you haven't. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and try to hit that all notifications bell. So hopefully, when the notifications, if they can work them out, if they can fix them, they'll be up and running. I'm a little bit impressed. I gotta take my shower and, child, I got to go to bed. I'm tired. Like I said, it's a long day. It's time now. It's time. Old folks, we can't stay up all night. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Like I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button if you will, and even hit that join button. And I'm gonna talk to you guys later. I really enjoyed. Lord, they calling the phone. I'm glad it's at the end. I hope y'all can hear me, but let me get off here anyway. I was about to go anyway. But anyway, I'm gonna talk to you guys later. All right, y'all be safe out there. Bye bye. Oh, and also have a nice Labor Day weekend too. Okay. Thank you guys. Peace.